Grant is a great name. Hey, it's my name. Have you ever watched a film or a TV show and then for some reason being unusually happy when a character pops in and they've got the same name as you? If you've got an unusual name or a rare name or a less common name, I'm sure you have. I know I have. Maybe it is just me, I don't know. Either way, I thought it would be pretty cool and interesting to look at the best Grants in film and TV, just to have some fun. Let's start with the obvious ones, the living, real people who are called Grant.
It's almost enough to make you feel patriotic. So here's one for our ass-kicking Prime Minister. I think he'll enjoy this. A golden oldie for a golden oldie.
Oh, me. I'll give you all that you need. Wrap your love around me. You're so exciting, I can feel you getting hotter. Oh, baby, I'll take you down. I'll take you down. Where no one's ever gone before. And if you want more, if you want more, jump for my love. Jump in and feel my touch. Jump if you want to taste my kisses in the night. Jump for my love. I'll take you down. I'll take you down. Where no one's ever gone.
Yeah. Mary, I've been thinking. Can we move the Japanese ambassador to 4 o'clock tomorrow?
Certainly, sir.
Terrific. Thanks so much.
Hugh Grant, the moody, snobby British actor best known for playing rom-coms in the 90s and early noughties, and who's now branching out and proving that he can act by doing things like The Gentleman and Paddington. He's really doing a lot of different things these days. Yeah, there was this past incident with a prostitute which you might want to overlook or just not introduce at all. Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it, I don't know. But hey, Hugh Grant can act. I like the guy. Yeah, there's that incident in the past, but let's move on. Hugh Grant's a good Grant. I recommend you watch The Gentleman to show just how silly and quirky he can get. Also watch Paddington to see a more villainous side of him, and why not watch Love Actually because it's a good film. Then there's the classic, Cary Grant.
You never mention your wife.
Never found the time to get married.
You don't seem to be pushed for time now. Or did you just come over to add interesting items to your diary? Like the name and description of that French girl you swam out to meet.
You are husband hunting after all.
That wasn't jealousy you heard working, merely disappointment in your limited imagination. Teenage French girls yet. Oh, I bet you snowed her under. The big, handsome lumberman from America. I'll bet you told her all your trees were sequoias.
You know, that certainly sounds like jealousy to me. Don't be ashamed of it, let it out.
You're somewhat egotistical.
Fighting fire with fire. Miss Stevens,
Yes, Mr. Burns?
you know what I think?
About what?
You?
I don't really care. Tell me.
You're an insecure, pampered woman accustomed to attracting men. But you're not quite sure whether they're attracted to you or to your money. You may never know.
Anything else?
What you need is something I have neither the time nor the inclination to give you.
Oh, and just what is that?
2 weeks with a good man at Niagara Falls.
He's a Hollywood legend, or an icon, whichever term you prefer to use. Probably best known for his romantic and screwball comedies. But then he went on to work with Alfred Hitchcock, where he really stood out and where a lot of his work really is. So North by Northwest, for example, is probably his biggest film, maybe, arguably, I don't know. I'm not huge on Cary Grant, I've got to be honest, or Alfred Hitchcock for that matter. But ultimately, Cary Grant was a very cool, suave, light-hearted guy, like most Grants. And speeding into the final Grant of real life is Grant Gustin.
Oh my God! Where am I?
He's up.
Dr. Wells, get down to the cortex like right now.
Over 110. Pulse 120. Pupils equally reactive to light. Look at me.
Hey,
Look at me.
whoa, relax. Everything's okay, man. You're at Star Labs.
Star Labs. Who are you?
I'm Cisco Ramon. She's Caitlin, Dr. Snow.
I need you to urinate in this.
Not this second.
Wait, what is happening? What is going on?
You were struck by lightning, dude.
Lightning gave me abs.
Your muscles should be atrophied, but instead they're in a chronic and unexplained state of cellular regeneration.
Come here, have a seat. You were in a coma.
For how long?
9 months. Welcome back, Mr. Allen.
The only Grant that I've gotten is this that's using Grant properly, in that it's a first name, not a surname. If you don't know, Grant Gustin is The Flash in CW's The Flash TV show. If you follow him on social media, you'll know that he's actually a nice, cool guy in real life as well as on the TV show. And while he hasn't done much outside of The Flash, or his appearances in Arrow and other DC related stuff, he's a decent actor. But I'm not here just to talk about the real life Grants because that's a little bit boring. There are some fake Grants out there too which need to be given a shout out.
We should reach the border in about an hour. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Somerset. That's clumsy of me.
Waiter.
Monsieur. Waiter. Tout de suite, monsieur.
Excuse me? Merci.
You'll find Trieste quite interesting. Of course, it's not London. Giro.
Giro.
Donald Red Grant. Let's ignore that first name because that first name is now tarnished. But Donald Red Grant is a cool Grant, one of the coolest on this list, in that he is an assassin. He's also a Bond villain. So much of a Bond villain that he's a physical and mental match for James Bond in certain regards. And he's one half of, in my opinion, one of the best fight scenes in cinema history. But yeah, it's really cool to have a Bond villain called Grant. Just don't call him Donald. Please don't call him Donald.
Because Velociraptor's a pack hunter, you see. He uses coordinated attack patterns, and he is out in force today. And he slashes at you with this 6-inch retractable claw, like a razor, on the middle toe. He doesn't bother to bite your jugular like a lion, say. No. He slashes at you here, or here. Or maybe across the belly, spilling your intestines. The point is, you are alive when they start to eat you. So, try to show a little respect.
Okay.
Dr. Alan Grant. He likes dinosaurs, and he doesn't like kids. He's played by Sam Neill. He's smart, he's capable, he knows how to survive. He's one of the few people to go to Jurassic Park twice and survive, basically. That's impressive. And based on an upcoming film, he might do it again.
Tony!
Grant! Grant, that's Mark. Michelle's son.
Well, there's a name I never wanted to hear again.
What are you doing here?
I called him. Or we were upstairs. I didn't know what else to do.
So who have you upset this time?
Grant Mitchell. So Grant Mitchell, some would say I'm named after Grant Mitchell. It's not true though. I'm not going to go into boring details about this, but I am not named after Grant Mitchell. It's just not possible. But if you don't know, because some of you out there might not know, he's a popular soap star, or soap character, best known for his role in EastEnders, played by the cool, tough guy, Ross Kemp. But I gotta be honest, I'm not a soap fan. I don't watch EastEnders, never have, never watched Coronation Street or anything like that, so this is well out of my comfort zone, so I don't really have much to say about him. I just wanted to bring him in because he's played by Ross Kemp, and Ross Kemp is a pretty cool guy. The final Grant of today is Grant Ward.
Every decision you make from here on out has consequences. So be warned. The kitty gloves are off.
G7.
Hit.
So, explain to me again what this has to do with my training.
It's important for every SO to evaluate their students' thought process. I don't like board games. B10.
Nope. This isn't thinking, this is stabbing in the dark, but it's nice to take a break from the workouts.
You deserve a break. I gotta give Coulson credit. Never would have pegged the next Rising Tide hacker as a good fit, but you're picking things up pretty fast.
Did you just give me a compliment?
No, made a comment.
A kind one. Did it physically hurt to do that? Do you need an ice pack? Wow, a compliment and a smile.
So Grant Ward was one of the main characters in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then he became one of the main villains in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Spoilers. So the first season establishes him as this cool, quirky spy. He can handle himself well, he can give off these quips and jokes and so on and so forth, and he can get the ladies. He then transitions into being a pretty cool bad guy. He gets some superpowers, he goes a bit off the rails at times, but he's one of the main villains of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and looking back at Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. he's probably the best villain on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because he was there for several seasons. And hell, it's a Marvel character called Grant. That's brilliant. Well, those are all the Grants I'm going to talk about today. I could sit here and talk about myself a bit more, but there are other videos out there for that. I'm sure there are other Grants out there as well. These are just the best, most iconic, the ones that stand out to me as the best, most iconic Grants, both fictional and factual. Why not look up your own names in film and TV? I'm sure some of them out there will be quite surprising. And of course, if you've liked this little video, just a little side video I wanted to do to have some fun basically, why not follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @TheUnsoldGrantBurton, where you'll get a lot of stuff like this randomly popping up, I'm sure of it. And of course subscribe to my channel to get more content like this, or more content like the usual stuff that I do, whichever you'd prefer. If you also want video game stuff, follow me on twitch.tv/TheUnsoldGrantBurton, where I stream weekly every Tuesday and or Wednesday. I also stream just regularly video game stuff. You can't catch the streams? That's fine. I've got a YouTube channel called Games with Grant, where you will find all of my Twitch VODs on there, as well as all of my video game content. Until next time though, thanks for watching.